after several years, advanced a pipeline-related bill, sort of, through a committee, but House Republicans say a lot of the most important parts were stripped out of it. Just why are you advancing this now? 4 years into the process, I guess.
Well, I think it's we're at a point where we have some language that we can all agree on. I think you know as well as I do that to advance a bill, you have to have 26 votes. So we've gotten to a point where we have 26 people willing to step up and advance some property rights legislation. I can't speak to the House's opinion of anything. I don't typically ask their opinion when I'm working on legislation with my team.
The House will not be doing the fertilizer bill for the second year in a row that you've passed.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't try to tell the House how to do their job. I suppose the House can be entitled to their wrong opinion. I believe wholeheartedly that the bill we passed doesn't prevent anybody from seeking justice if they're damaged by a company. But I also believe that to have a proper system of justice, we have to make sure that individuals or companies can't be sued for following the law. And that's the situation we face right now, is that we have a company being sued for following the law. And I don't think that I want Iowa to be a place where justice is denied folks when they follow the law. So it's disappointing and I haven't spoken to anybody in the House, it's disappointing if that's the case, because I believe wholeheartedly that we need to have a justice system that is just.
Speaker Grassley says you guys are starting to make some headway with your SSA negotiations. Can you give an insight into what that final package might look like?
Yeah, no, I can't give insight on the final package because it's not final yet. But absolutely, we are making headway. I would anticipate we'll have those numbers established and passed next week. Given the way that the law is written, the fact that we didn't pass within 30 days of the governor's budget defaulted it to zero. I don't think anybody believes that that's the final number. I think the House, the Senate and the governor set a floor of 2%. The House upped that ante to 2.25% and some other items. I think you'll find something being passed next week that would not withstand that 30-day deadline, and we'll get something passed out this coming week. It's important that we waited for the revenue estimating conference from March. We know that commodity prices are down and it impacts our overall revenues for the state. So we needed to see where that was to see the number that's going out for school funding. But suffice it to say that it'll be somewhere, I think, between that 2 and 2.25%.
To the point about the state economy, can you give us a reaction to President Trump imposing 10% tariffs on imports? And do you think that will have an impact on prices for Iowans, or just talk about what you expect from that?
Far be it from me to speak for President Trump, but of course, I think the legislature needs to be mindful in our budgeting and in the work that we do of what those tariffs mean for Iowans and for our state revenues. I think all Iowans want us to take care of what we know and what we don't know and try and plan for those contingencies. We don't know what it's going to do to us yet, and I think but I think we have to be mindful of it as we plan our budgets and move forward.
Can you explain give us some insight in your head on that? What does mindful mean? And I appreciate that so much is uncertain. Do you have to look at temporarily extending unemployment benefits? Is there anything proactively you have to do because of that?
I don't think there's anything proactively we have to do with it. What it does is it impacts the cost of goods, right? If tariffs come back on folks, I think one of the biggest ones we're already seeing is that the used car market is heating up, right? So it's going to cost Iowans more to buy a car. What that does to the state, honestly, what that does to the state revenues costs more than the sales tax on it costs more as well. So it's less about the state's budget on that front than it is about individual budgets. But on the backside of that, you're seeing it in the commodity prices right now. You're seeing ag products being impacted by it. Agriculture is one of Iowa's biggest industries, right? And so that will impact future budgets. And we need to be cautious in our spending based on that. I think we have to be as conservative as possible because those costs are going to be compounding year over year, and we have to know that impacts what our revenues will be in the coming years.